Hello there, and welcome to yet another match of the Shuffle It Dominion Online Championship. Today I'm playing Heron. So unfortunately I played another round since my last video, for those watching on YouTube, that I played with against Sirisk, but I forgot to hit record before I started, so it's lost to time. We did manage to win it, but yeah, there wasn't a whole lot, or not, I say that, what am I going to say? Yeah, it's just gone. It's gone forever. There were some nice kingdoms. This board has maybe a couple of things going on, potentially. I'm not really sure. How to pursue them. So our issue here with trying to build is just lack of plus actions, of course. And then beyond that, there's some pretty nice fool's gold stuff you can do as far as a more quick finish. 5-2 would actually be pretty good here. And you can use the weavers to do that a little bit, but I don't know how much it helps you versus just thinning and buying the tiaras and the fool's golds directly is the thing. They certainly have plenty of targets for the weaver. And I don't know if Swamp Hag ever really comes in. It's not impossible. But hopefully we don't have the... Hopefully we find the dungeon on turn 3, or on turn 4, but... we do at least have 4 here, which is a little nice. I don't know if there's like a weaver rush. I mean, certainly if there was like a Silk Road or a Gardens, I think you could probably just play Dungeon Weaver like a rush. With this, it's not as clear to me. So they unfortunately have the much better turn 3 than me. But there's not really anything I can do about it at this point. I'm not, maybe you do the Weaver. I'm not like fully convinced it's the play. Though you clearly get some value out of it. I'm gonna take one now. We're gonna be really living or dying by the next couple hands. Yeah, this is rough. Mint is so good here. This is like, yeah. It's almost good enough that I should just mint the tiara. Though I'm gonna not be able to play the Weaver here. I mean, I can play it, but... yeah, unfortunately, Heron got the much better run of shuffles so far. This is very close to being bad enough that you want to trash the tiara, unfortunately. I guess we're gonna probably play it in any case. The other options is just to go like dungeon fool's gold straight away. That's not completely crazy though. And just hope that you either eventually, you're not, I mean, I'm not going to get a better mint because I'm going to start adding in crud. We just have to mint, unfortunately. And they also draw the dungeon here, which is super unfortunate. I don't know if you actually get a second weaver. I'm not convinced that's correct. I think you probably get a tiara there because you're going to have 2 to buy a fool's gold. Or maybe they don't even have 2. I guess if you're in that spot, it's not completely crazy, but... I cannot find dungeons. Crucibles are really weird to me. But it's probably fine. I don't know what canal. I guess you can do a duchy rush. That's probably okay. Yeah, I didn't necessarily think about that. That's actually pretty nice. You just gain dungeons and weavers now, and then you empty the duchies. I can't really pursue that. I mean, whatever I did was not really gonna pan out, to be honest. I just didn't have the options here. I don't know. I mean, there is a question of whether I can outscore it in time. I don't think it's impossible. Though it's certainly harder if you don't find the fool's gold with your tiaras. I mean, they get 8 duchies, so that's just 4 provinces to be kind of up close to it. I don't know how many turns I'm gonna have to get that. I could certainly double at some point. That's not impossible. Well, okay, double is maybe a little unlikely, but this is a pretty bad draw as well. We didn't find like the... What would be nice? Like if we could canal, I think we could double. Would have been nice to mint or to trash the mint. Also would have been nice to hit 7. The thing is that more of these don't necessarily help me all that much. I don't know how many turns I'm gonna get. Probably not enough. You should really just do all the dungeons first, right? There's not any particular advantage to doing the duchies, is there? Maybe save one, I guess, if you're going to Crucible the Maroon. And it would be kind of funny if I had canaled I don't know if this even works. If I had canaled, I could maybe have thread on piling out here. Yeah, again, this is rough. We didn't find the Weaver or the other dungeon. So I can trash the Fool's Gold and draw 4 cards, but I'm just as likely to draw a few dead here as anything else. I think even if I had found a Fool's Gold, like if I could have, yeah, I mean, without the, it's tough. I'm sure they'll just pile out here. It's not really, it wasn't really quite as bad as it looked. Not fully. Like, even after I had the bad thing, because the problem with this approach, I guess it's not a problem, but they did lower the duchies kind of needlessly. And so I actually think there are worlds where I have, if I'm in position to have threat there, but it was just a tough on the opening one. But that's okay. Not the opening, but just on the first couple reshuffles. You know, I have Cabin Boy and Sailor, we have Knights, Tournament, we have a lot of stuff. Friendly Guildmaster, which I guess probably doesn't matter too much. You can get a little draw out of like your Guildmaster specialist stuff, which is, I don't know that it's that important, but it's kind of nice. $5-2 is pretty good. I mean, the upgrade is a little better than the Sailor here, I think. Or even Guildmaster. I mean, you could try Bailey, because you know I'm not going to necessarily have a shot at it, but it could backfire. And Bailey's fine here, but it could also not be worth. I'd be inclined to go for the upgrade. And I think the loot stuff is really great. We don't have a lot of draw. But it maybe helps you hit a province. I don't know. They buy an upgrade. You can trigger the shuffle too, which is nice. I don't have anything like that going on here. They even draw it. So this is like, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. Sometimes it just goes that way. Unfortunately, we also sombrero. I won't resign, but again, this is fully resignable. No, it's not. It's really not, but it's really bad. It's like super, super bad already. If for them the jeweled egg's okay. Again, like I said, I don't like love it, but it's not terrible. I might hit 8 here, which is I am going to hit 8 because there are 4 coppers down here. I'll probably buy a province. I mean, if there's a way into this. It may not actually be that good. But if there's a way into this, it may just be winning prizes. Though, to be fair, I don't know that that is actually all that going to be all that quick of a way of winning prizes either. Particularly. It'll be in this next shuffle, but I don't have a tournament, so why did it? It can't be that useful. And I do have a pretty good number. We probably have to trash. I do have a pretty good number of border guards. They don't get a loot. We are moving through the shuffles now, at least a little bit. Guess the other option would be to play a cabin boy. I'm not sure. I probably should have taken the card there, but I mean, I guess if they didn't draw the upgrade, they were likely to. You don't find an estate here. I'm trying to think if there's very good odds of hitting 8. There aren't great odds. It's possible. Would have loved to have the estate, I guess. Now there are like pretty good odds. Of course, it's too late, but. want buy? They're gonna probably have province here. No, they miss it as well, which means I am gonna hit province first. I think we just take the money here. I say that I'm gonna hit province first. It's not quite guaranteed yet. I mean, it was basically guaranteed. Yeah, we unfortunately don't find the Guildmaster. I will take card here though, just to do the shuffle. And they could upgrade the loot, I guess. I don't know what loot they got. Puzzle box. They could upgrade the loot if they wanted to try and maybe gain and play here. They put silver into hand though. And they tossed the tournament. I guess they were a little afraid of a block. They probably set aside a border guard there. I have very, very bad odds of getting a prize here, actually. Because I have to find both things and they have to not appear together. I'm definitely taking Lantern, though. Now I have pretty okay odds. Now I have guaranteed. And I guess it's good enough to take followers. Yeah, unfortunately, estate doesn't trigger this so that I could get the plus action, and the prizes don't either. Otherwise, we could get plus action here, which would be nice to play both. This is also like a horrific shuffle to trigger. They probably puzzle boxed a border guard. They have one on top. I mean, their odds of getting the activation are quite good. They're also in a little bit of a better spot than me as far as... This is such a... Oh, they blocked. Interesting. Well, that makes this even easier, actually. They just already have the province in hand. Okay, you can get everything here, really. I mean, everything else is pretty obtainable from the kingdom. Fortunately, I don't have a good way to get plus action right now for this next hand. Okay, so they're getting a prize. I mean, they'll probably take Princess. But Trusty Steed is not unreasonable here. There's some pretty funny like Guildmaster Steed stuff you can do. Guildmaster Steed upgrade stuff. That could get you like a ton of 4s and be mostly draw neutral. Obviously, Guildmaster Band of Nomads is like super easy to keep fueled. It did take the princess. The trashing is gonna like be a problem over time here. You probably take the puzzle box. Yeah, obviously, depending on what you want to do, the upgrade is very possible, but yeah, if I don't like find the capital city here, this is gonna be trouble, because again, we've shuffled the followers we knew, but we've shuffled the Guildmaster on top here, which is bad. They did take the lantern as well. Yeah, I mean, this will likely just get super out of hand with like capital city Guildmaster stuff. Still alive. It's got to be lantern again. We just have to see more of the cards. I don't think there's really much reason to discard. Probably need, I mean, I like desperately need a specialist, but also desperately need many things. Find the province at the end, but no tournament, unfortunately. Which means tournament's in here, right? So we may want to just hold it, though. Tournament without the province already hand and like before a followers play is kind of rough. I don't know how many border guards we saw. We flipped. There was one there and one there, so that's probably it for them. We draw the tournament, but then we redraw the tournament, so okay. Whatever, I guess. This is a really nice Band of Nomads board. It is a cool kingdom. Again, unfortunately, the split here was really bad for me in the first reshuffle. And another puzzle box. Puzzle box is not so good here because I have followers. But the Band of Nomads stuff is so good. Fortunately, they didn't have the guild master down, so they maybe, I don't know, it's really hard to like actually run out of favors here, like in a meaningful way. So I kind of doubt it's going to be a problem. And of course, we can't specialist the princess. I could have taken princess, but like again, I just don't know that it was gonna. Obviously, this particular interaction is quite good, but my issue is always deck control here, and not particularly. I'm dying. I don't know if we're gonna get to a pile out. guess the good news is the followers is down in there. The bad news is I sure did not play it. I wonder if Bailey made sense at some point too. I don't know. There are a lot of border guards. And then also the prizes, so. Heron was a coward and didn't try and save for the guild. I don't know what they had in hand, but didn't try to save for the guild master to take silvers and then upgrade the silvers. That's the cool thing to do here, but. Sure, specialist your princess. That's pretty cool too. I'm surprised they're not gaining cards more. Because you can still get the card, right? You're not losing a card relative to capital, so you don't need this many actions, right? Are they planning on getting diadem? I don't know. But you can take the capital city, you have the guild master, so you don't need the action, and it's card neutral, but puts a capital city into your deck. Or it's the same amount of cards drawn. So it seems a bit of a miss to do it that way. But it, you know, probably ultimately doesn't matter at all. But definitely you can be pretty aggressive with the specialist gains. I'd be pretty glad if they just build. I think. Okay, they did take a province. Like, quite good. Because eventually someone's gonna be able to. I'm going to take card here. We're gonna end up seeing the specialist stay in the capital. No, we didn't. So the capital city is our last thing, or not the capital city. The specialist is our last thing. We got us another specialist, right? So it would be nice to do specialist if we can. So we won't have the guild master in play, but we can probably get back around to it. We can find the other specialist. Okay. All right. I can get all these stupid estates. Are there prizes? Is there no way to see what prizes are left in this implementation? That's crazy, actually. I mean, you can look at the kingdom, but it doesn't show what's left, does it? No. That's wild. This is such a bad website. We don't have very much money. I wonder if they'll let me. They can, this is an undo you can grant with quite a lot of how do I say it? It doesn't matter. It's funny, they have princess. They could like knight anything I get. Well, not anything, but any, like the provinces. Bag of gold, I can draw the gold. For whatever that's worth. I really have to just take a bunch of these, don't I? What's the last card? I should know this. I'm surprised they didn't take draw off the cabin boys. I guess if you have a capital city, they're kind of the same, aren't they? Never mind. It makes sense if you have specialist capital city in hand. Just, it really super duper sucks that they did. Though of course it's not like, it's not crazy, but it does in fact really suck. I have to imagine they can pile out here, though I don't know that they're really super playing it that cleanly to do so. But it should be quite doable. I wouldn't think it's even like hard. Maybe empty, I mean, I wouldn't even think empty province is very hard. You can just do like so much better with silvers than the dollar. Like if what you want is money here, you can do so much better with the silvers. But whatever. I just wanted to see it, you know, it's like a fun combo here. I'm 100% sure Heron will find some kind of win on this turn. But the not using the silver option is super sad. They're running low on they're running a little bit low on like the specialists at this point. None of them have been specialist plays. So I think they only have one left. Now whether that, again, they don't need a lot of money. They can specialist the princess and then they only need $20. So I imagine that that's just fine. I imagine it's fine the way it's going down here. They're gonna have quite a bit from the diadem as well. Watching these be played out always makes me like super bummed because it's so underplayed, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter any amount. But it's like bugs me, even though it super doesn't matter. But it's like incredibly underplayed. It's like petty. It's like a petty part of my brain. Because the margin's just not remotely close, so it doesn't matter. But I want to see it. I want to see more of the things. All right, let's hope we don't have yet another super nightmare thing, though. Who knows? We have a lot of allies stuff here, though. Draw is extremely limited. Well, we have Forum Village Green. That's not so limited. Masons. You need 2 of those? No, you just okay. And there's like Courier, which can activate Village Green. There are a few things. You kind of have to figure out how to, I guess, get it. I don't think alms matters a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're trying to thin down and then play Forum Village Green. I mean, that's the only way to increase your hand size here. Courier Village Green also does it, but sort of. I mean, yeah, it kind of does it. And then, I don't know that we'll get through the Herb Gatherer stuff. The Herb Gatherer itself doesn't seem all that good to me unless I'm missing something. But you could certainly try to do Wealthy Villages at some point if you have like a contract and a silver. Maybe a reasonable source of payload here. Though also Galleria is just going to be pretty okay too, because you can just buy up a bunch of these. So, I don't know. 5-2... I mean, 5-2 is probably a little better, but you not hugely. You want to raise anyway, so... Yeah, I'm kind of thinking you're mostly in on the buying the force with Galleria more than trying to do the Wealthy Village stuff, though you do need a way to get like real plus buy, I guess. Some amount. I guess you gotta use it right off. Okay. Alms, I think this is a coward's way of doing alms. I think you should play the money. Like 100% of the time, I think you should play the money. I just get another courier? Unless you're getting something out of doing alms, then you're allowed to do it. But maybe we'll pick up Herb Gatherer just for the like plus buy that doesn't completely suck. I'll probably cry if they just play the raise right away. Yeah, that's just, well, they trashed. What did they save there? Well, they got a pretty bad raise at least, I guess. Okay. Getting to move. We're moving through a little bit. A little bit better than them even, I think. This has got to be forum. And then I suppose we can start doing village greens. I don't know. I guess it doesn't have to be forum, but I got to do another raised trash there. They take a silver, which is interesting. We have this again. So they're definitely headed for lewds. I think I can take the Galleria now. Okay. We gotta do the raise. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Super nice. Super, super, super. Super, super nice. Very nice. There wasn't anything to holding back the coppers, was there? We had 5. We could have gone. No, it wouldn't have done anything. Oh. I want one of these for sure. I think if we play one, raise a turn, that's pretty much fine for now. So the question is whether we want 2 village greens. I mean, we're kind of at the amount of money we would like to hit this turn, though. We probably won't keep hitting it forever. I guess we could have got forum village green. Maybe they'll let us undo. Where are we at here? We could do forum village green, which may be a little better. This is not a super great draw. They unfortunately are moving a little bit. Definitely cleaner. We'll see if the forums are enough to pull me through. Okay. This doesn't really mean anything. I don't think a second Galleria makes sense at this point. We could get a royal carriage or like a contract, I guess. It was a bit of a bummer. This was not the sequence you're really looking for. Or to even like to hit 7, I could have gone forum raise. That would have been nice. But they're stopped here, and they're not going to have 8. So they may have... Well, they'll be able to, I guess... Yeah, I guess if you hit Galleria or Courier Galleria, you're already on to the double 4. It's just a question of whether you want to do the other stuff, I guess. Okay. We don't have the estate yet, though we don't necessarily care too much about hitting the estate. How do we get more money? I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna just full dead this next hand. I wonder if it's worth it to get a royal carriage. They'd have to blow that raise up, so that's nice. So they get an activation here, which is not nice. They're going to at least do the double, you know, they should probably hit 4 or 5 alms and buy 5. I guess it's not guaranteed depending on what they have in hand. I'm not sure. Like if they're just looking at coppers, they may just not play it. Okay, well then if they just get to 8 or 5 or whatever the normal way, that's also fine. For them. I wonder if they'll pick up a contract or not. I'm a little iffy on the wealthy villages, to be honest. I wonder if I should play this village green. It's probably better. It's not like a huge deal whether we activate village greens in particular. So we can just leave the forums down in here, right? Like there's a couple forums. We don't need to, we've accomplished our like payload goals here. 8, 10. Yeah, this is nice, actually. This lets us do triple four. And we have the forums. As long as the turns look like this, we're probably okay. Definitely we may want to gather at some point. It may have been better to just get all couriers there. What are we at on trashing wise? 4 coppers have been trashed. I've trashed maybe one of them, maybe 2. Probably not 2, probably just 1. Loses the silver, that's weird. Or it seems pretty weird. This is not really upping their payload much. Well, the royal carriages. Or potentially is anyway. Okay. At some point we do want to not, I mean, we need the couriers to all activate. So there is like a limit to how many of these can be fully safely played. Though we also do want to royal carriage the but this next forum is like a little bit dicey, right? You leave 3 left, but there's more than 3 couriers hanging out. I guess I probably should have discarded the raise, actually. Now, as long as the shuffle isn't bad, it's still okay. I should have discarded a raise, though. Okay. For sure. We need to do... Okay, so it's like, do we want the... We could top deck. Does 10 change anything? I guess 9 does, but 10 doesn't really. 9 lets you get a 5 and 2 4s. This is scary. So it is probably, I mean, the worst case is it like misses 1 buy. Well, maybe 2. I may have had enough money that I may be missing 2 for a dud. I maybe just shouldn't have even top decked the courier. I'm not totally clear on. I think with the village green duration, it is probably worth it. I'm a little head. They probably get the rest of the couriers here. Actually, I don't know how much money they have. Yeah, they don't have 9. They do get the rest of the couriers, but they don't get a royal carriage. Which is something. I'd probably go like herb gatherer, foreign province or something. I don't know. We do find this forum, which is huge. Super huge. We could just start doing the couriers now, I guess, probably. Save for next turn. Guess this is like sort of awkward. Yeah, this isn't great. I probably messed that up. I probably stuck too many couriers in there. Or should have taken the card from the... We can draw more. But then we're gonna run into... Well, they could all be actions. This isn't super great, but this is maybe okay. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't... How do we do this? That was kind of botched. I played that too fast. Too many. I put too many couriers in there. We're not really too far from double. I guess we're a little bit away from it. If you don't have... One, two, three, four, 5... 6. I think this last card is a courier. 6, and then potentially 9 there, 15 in that. I mean, if you can get there purely in cash, then you do have an alms path to doubling, which is kind of nice. I guess a question here is whether I want another Galleria or I want another Royal Carriage. Like, they're taking alms off the table with the silver, which silver alone doesn't necessarily net you anything. Now the rest of the coppers being played could. I have 3 coppers left in deck, and the rest are actions. They're just not even at double really at all. I did take a contract, okay. Well, I'm gonna not play. That's a bummer. I don't know what's... There we go. Can we pile? No, but we can pile pretty soon. Next turn. If we draw well enough. I still kind of like durationing this. So maybe we play it now. I always say I want to do something, then I immediately do the opposite. There is a copper in there, which is a problem. We are buck short. We played everything, so a non copper buck short, like a merchant camp or something. But we can do alms for village green, and then like double province and buy raise. And if they don't double province, then next turn we can get there. They cannot double province. This is just not possible. So we just have to hit 15 in coins, which we're actually not super far from having that in hand. So we are going to get on the board. It's like a bad enough spot that it doesn't even really work with a dud from me. Well, the nature of my duds are somewhat limited. The capacity for dudding here is a little bit. I'm going to keep the gallery in hand until I see a courier, and then we'll think about doing things a little differently. But this should all be basically done. Both the royal carriages are down, well, down there anyway. Okay, I think they got a little off in the weeds there. I maybe had better shuffles too. I'm not sure, but I do think they got a little off in what you're kind of focused on there. Okay, so this is like, I don't know. Can you do Procession Inventor? I mean, maybe, probably. I don't know. It's not like the best Procession Kingdom ever because of the lack of. There's not like a stair step of actions at all. But like if you're uncontested, surely you win. Surely they hit like procession rabble, or have a haunted woods down in a big enough grotto or something and get there, or like a cage to build up the hand size. I have to imagine that all eventually works. Heron buys Grotto. This isn't necessarily an indication of the split at all because, well, like clearly the twos are worth picking up just off rip. I'm not sure on Grotto versus Cage actually here. To be honest. I'm also not sure on like Carpenter versus Inventor versus Procession. Well, not opening Procession, of course, but you know, Carpenter versus Inventor and when to add the processions. Certainly at this, I mean, maybe one Inventor and then one Carpenter. I mean, the Inventor first has to be a little better because, like, you don't have terminal space to conflict at that point. I'm going to go with, I mean, I believe the Grotto could be the thing, but I'm going to say that I want a Cage. Certainly the Grotto is like a little more forgiving of, maybe you get the Cage now. No, okay. I was going to say, maybe you can do a Grotto set aside into buy Cage and hopefully get the nice things set aside there, but I'm not super clear on it all. Procession on Carpenter is pretty reasonable. Procession even on Inventor is okay here. So I don't know if you do more Carpenters. Like I don't know on the order here. This Cage is okay. Not what we wanted, but certainly what we got. This is gross, yuck, bleh. Though I guess we do have Carpenter Inventor collision. Not with the Necropolis though, so pretty yuck bleh. They don't find the Grotto. I have a really hard time believing that you're just supposed to not buy Cage at all here. So this seems like such an well, I mean, I understand you can also use the Cage for your potentially for a mega turn kind of thing. Some kind of thing with that. This is ultimately going to be a real crapshoot. At some level. That certainly does make it a little bit scary. Okay, here I am. This isn't really what I want. Let me set all that aside, yeah. Well, let's go for... What do you do, though? Do you get the Rabble? I mean, or do you do the Haunted Woods? This is going to be some kind of something. They have 4 cards. They have a lot of cards. They're just Procession Inventor, so it looks a lot like mine in the end. I assume they get some of the rabbles. Some amount. I guess I double procession here. You also don't have cantrips to like pick up like the gain and play doesn't work very well because you don't really have a way to nab them or to like kind of hoover anything up. So I don't know how you make it all work exactly, or if you even can. Seems awful rough. Like we could just even, I mean, somebody's gonna get the line. Like, what am I waiting for? On like, say, buying estates or something, you know? I guess you maybe don't want to procession the procession here. Or maybe you do. Actually, maybe you do. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know how many processions I have. I have some. I have 5, probably. I drew them all. I drew them all in that inventor hand. Or 3 in an inventor here. And then I got a couple more, and that was it. So I have 5. I don't have a grotto down or anything. I can do the cage, but like, who cares? I mean, it might help if I find the grotto. We're just gonna pile inventors and estates on some piddly nothing play. Like, it's just gonna be nothing. Or someone will draw procession rabble and like get somewhere. But the coppers probably don't matter. Try this. Well, I found that rabble. I didn't find the I did not find the whatchamacallit, the grotto, but I mean, if I find the other rabble, this is just going to win via whatever. Like, it just wins by default. Do I want the inventors in here? Like, there's just nothing to this. It's kind of stupid, but yeah. Well, I don't know. There was not... Again, I don't feel like those are... I don't know. I don't like the grotto opening or cage, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I think that was like the story of anything. It's not clear that that helps you do the procession rabble, which is all of the game at some point. Okay, defiled shrine, and then I guess storyteller draw is pretty good here. If you can church it especially, it's quite good. There's a lot of ways to make money during your turn. Of course, you can use the coffers. Maybe you do church monument or double church. Maybe some displaced stuff could be worth it. But there's if you church a storyteller, you can do like Merchant Guild Masterpiece stuff, and you can just guarantee drawing deck again. So like the first person like church a storyteller, and then or know if there's a storyteller on top, and then do like a couple Merchant Guilds into a big masterpiece. That just runs. It's not stoppable. So I don't know what the fastest way to do that is. I guess I wonder if monument helps it or if double church is better, I guess, is the only real question in my mind. You really only need 2 storytellers. Assuming you can get to like the deck drawing state at some point. And you probably do need 2 merchant guilds in play the turn you start it. But again, that's not necessarily super hard to do to get the monument. This has got to be 3 coppers, I guess. It doesn't have to be. We could do 1 estate and 2 coppers. Okay. Let's do the Merchant Guild. Let's this time split. We're gonna have the church with another thing. Okay. So this is either 1 estate or like do all of them and go like settlers. Just to wait a second on this front. The other option is to just get another merchant guild. Which is also like, okay. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe this should be storyteller first. I don't care about the defiled shrine stuff at all. Not one single solitary amount. So them doing this, I love. It's the best, absolute best news we could receive here. Okay, let's get a second merchant guild. We're getting relatively close, to be honest. Sacred Grove, I hate. It's really bad. I think Heron doesn't know about the thing to do. Is my take off seeing this. I think what I'm describing is the thing to do. Okay, so there's 4 coppers. Four coppers and 2 merchant guilds in here. I guess the challenge here is whether, like, we can draw it all, but it doesn't net us much draw. It'll be hard to get the villa unless we just kind of wait. There's going to be a fairly fixed path that I can play from here, and so I should think it out. So you got to click here to use those. Okay, so we got 5. What did I say? There are 4 coppers and 2 whatevers. We probably want to spend these. Okay. There was a church. I did miscount. Having settlers could be nice for some gain and play stuff. Yes, please. We trash, does that help us at all? It may not help us at this point. Okay, so we can do, how much can we do here on the if we blow up. We're probably not ready to do it yet. Because it's like... Now, playing the storyteller doesn't necessarily help us at all if we're going to play the church, so there is that. It's like get to 4 and buy villa, buy settlers or something. We may want to buy some coppers, or a copper. I think we're only going to have the one. You may even need 3 merchant guilds to like fully fuel this correctly, but... How much money will we have if we play 2? We can cycle back and forth between the merchant guilds and the villas, so... I maybe should have set aside there. This masterpiece could be 3, which would net pretty good amount. So we have to buy we have to draw deck, and we need to buy like storyteller villa and draw the storyteller at least. So we have 4 settlers. We need to save one of the settlers. So there are 2 settlers left. We need to get to... I don't know that we're going to get to... a 3rd merchant guild here. I don't think we're going to have the money. But we're going to be able to do some stuff. I'm sure I'm underplaying this one too, speaking of what I was whining about before. We're going to get 3, 9. Can't bottom deck both settlers. So if we draw 8 of these, we should be okay. Oh, I forgot to count the... I'm gonna see if they let me undo that, but they don't have to. is the villa. We can't... We maybe could have afforded both, but... We found the other storyteller in hand, which didn't matter so much, but... Alright. That I just don't think they had it on their radar. Maybe they did. I don't know. My impression anyway was that they don't... Ooh, man, like Urchin with the... if you had your 3 with Hovel or OE, and if you had your 4 with... whatchamacallit? With the 4... with a Necropolis, and you could... It would be even nicer if it was like the second. This is rough anyway, because the 5-2 is still... They're going to top deck Urchin. They're going to buy Old Witch or whatever, and then top deck Urchin. Which is just going to be tough. Like, maybe losing. We'll see. Because they get to top deck an Urchin, and I just have to do Urchin. They may get activation right away. That would be sad. If they don't activate and like we get 2 through the shuffle, then there's some shot. But that was like, is that better? You can, because you don't get to play the mercenary. That's I guess it's fine. But it's worse, right? You want to draw the card. Like, the dollar has got to be worse than plus card there. Like, a little bit. Maybe not like a huge amount, but like some amount. Okay. We don't find the thing. What? Apparently, if you double... If my Urchin is super bottom decked, then we're in just death zone, which we are in death zone anyway, but like we're in complete and utter... Oh my gosh, they found the witch too. Okay, never mind. We can just stop here. There's nothing to do here on this kingdom. There's no buy, so you just, I don't know, you have like some mountain villages, maybe you pathfind one of them and then have $8 in treasures in your deck and wahoo, go to town, I guess. But like, I mean, if you're way ahead, you could even just like buy distant lands for a little while. My muscle memory is kind of bad because I usually spend more time anyway playing on TGG, and they don't have way buttons yet. They're going to eventually, but they don't yet. And so I have this muscle memory for clicking that, even though it's pretty bad. I guess you do this, right? And just top deck it. Do you play it in time? I guess if... Well, I may want the money anyway. I don't remember if I drew... I don't remember what my last card is. So... I wonder if this is in the window or not. I guess it's not. If my last card was not a treasure, then that was probably good to do anyway. Heron bought gold, which I have to believe at this stage is wrong, but I also 100% believe it will be adequate to win the game. So, no big complaints from me on that front. Just regular sized complaints. They didn't get to... I probably do want the second mercenary. You know, just to have. I wonder if there's more value of taking like a ghost town versus like a mountain village here. I don't really need well, I don't get that choice anyway. If you do find a mercenary, that would be real helpful. And if you don't find a mercenary, it still might be okay. I guess the other option is to top deck a mountain village, except I am going to be down at... Well, I will... Yeah, probably the mountain village. I don't think they're doing anything that's going to trigger a shuffle on me. I'm going to have to discard most assuredly. But this is... I don't want to say that it's like really doable, but it's kind of in a stalemate spot right now. Not necessarily a stalemate, but what do I have? One curse. I still have the hovel. It's just not worth it. This is very likely to be okay to draw on, but I need to buy the ghost town here, so there were some things that would whiff and they just weren't okay. It just wasn't okay to whiff there. So we just had to do it. With plus actions, I think. They're gonna pathfind something. They don't actually have a lot of anything, so it's not like a huge boost to pathfind anything. Not that it's bad, it might still be the best play here, but and then just keep trashing while you buy mountain villages, and then maybe like one more gold. Wouldn't be crazy. It is the kind of thing where if the curse is actually fully run, I'm probably gonna end up short, but I might be able to finagle or threaten a tie. Which is cool, because that wins for me at this point. but I think I'm more than the turn or two that I would need for that to happen. But it's not, the gap isn't so massive that it's like unthinkable. I may be deluding myself. That's a real possibility. Do I want an old witch? Maybe? It's kind of okay anyway if you have the mountain village and you have the ghost towns. It's like a pretty good card. Even though the trashing isn't hugely important at this point. I wouldn't say. Get a ghost town. Okay. It does mean that we'll like definitely run out the curses, which is kind of nice. I killed the hovel, so like this is just gonna draw ghost towns and so do I need a gold? I am probably a little cleaner at this point. Maybe not meaningfully. It may just be like pretty break even. I guess you could buy an amulet as a way of getting your money or like a trading post. I don't know. It's pretty nice to have like the 2 golds and just need a silver or whatever it is. If there was ever a kingdom where like we definitely rolled the tie as a distinct possibility kingdom. I don't think they can province yet. Maybe they can, but we still have the hovel, or is it gone? It's gone. They can try it though. They're like not. It's not so clean that the province is guaranteed each turn by any stretch. They don't play. They do have the. They don't have a ghost town. They do have the mountain village down there. I didn't get attacked here. I'm getting close to pretty good cleanliness. I do need to buy another gold for sure. Like they can find the old witch. Do I kill the cop, the mercenary? I mean, if I'm gonna trash anything here, it might as well still be the copper. I mean, I need to save 2 of them if I'm gonna play gold, 2 coppers as the money. That's not secure though. Like it just it's super not secure. We do still have the necro. I also have, well, they still have plenty of mercenary plays anyway. Like if I trash the I don't think we can do it. I mean, I could province. I don't think I would keep up with it, but I could keep up with it probably one more turn. Their necropolis is trashed. Interesting. I think the tie is really possible. It is very, very, they lose a ghost town. That's their, they only, do they have 3? Maybe they have 3. We just have to do this. There's not really other options there. Buys distant lands. Yeah, that probably is correct. Okay. So we're at the same number of ghost towns. They're really not guaranteed to be able to play whatever thing. They still have 2 curses. I have to keep up with whatever VP they put into their deck. I mean, I guess if I think I can just clear the provinces first. They have 4 coppers and 2 curses. They're really gonna... It is really gonna slow down, though. They're gonna continue cleaning up. I don't know what puts pressure on Heron in a way that's, like, useful for me. I don't know if anything really does. Yeah, they just get basically nothing. See, there's... Okay. We did Final Witch. That's huge. I wonder if I need to stop. I need to, like, trash here. And buy gold. Or what? I mean, I can also buy the... What's the last card province? Oh, they trashed from that. Okay. I maybe could have ordered that better. I wasn't even super thinking about it. That's in on curses. So, like, this is the deck. You could lose the necropolis, but is that better or worse? I'm not... Because then you can just play the... If you have 2... Yeah, you can play the mercenary as your seal thing. They're gonna keep attacking me also. It's a bit of a problem. They probably get their 2 curse trash in here and then play the... So this shuffle is actually a little dubious, right? Maybe not awful, but a little scary. You wish you had the old witch. Okay, there it is. I mean, 5 provinces is also going to be pretty good here if you become the person with 5 provinces. They still have 4. No, I have 1 copper. They still have 3 coppers to trash and 8 curse. Yeah, like 5 provinces is still very strong, even though the distant lands are pretty good. Well, we need to try and find, if we can... Okay, this is all guaranteed to draw deck here. Okay, they did get a trash, which is really huge. Okay, this is a whiff. This is a bad whiff. Because it's not going to find jack squat. But I don't know that they'll hit again. Well, they played 2 ghost towns. They're pretty good here, actually. There's still some nice stuff about being first player. And some nice things about being the person who fell a little behind in trashing. So... yeah, that sucks that we didn't have any of the urchin or whatever. Do we just have to ghost town here? I don't really want to, but like... otherwise it's really, really bad, isn't it? The mountain village finds nothing. This is probably going to end up losing for us, because if they can attack here and buy province, they'll be in a pretty good spot. I mean, I'll have some threat because I'll be able to then buy the distant lands, I guess, on my turn, and they still can't just end it, or they can't necessarily safely lower. Right? If I can buy distant lands on my turn, then I have some threat. I don't actually have yet, but now I do. I guess it's probably worth putting on top. I don't know. This is gonna be funny. It's a bad one. we're in a bad situation. If they don't attack me with mercenary, this is a pretty nice shuffle for me to trigger. Do you buy distant lands or you go straight to duchy? Yeah. I did not draw very well though. And we found a ghost town. I guess I can buy the duchy and still keep the threat. Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of what I have to do. Well, I mean, I don't have to. But they could, if I had played it, they could province the next one. If they have province. Maybe if I had the double ghost town turn again here, I would keep the or buy a distant lands here, but because this is gonna get so nasty. Last card is Mountain Village. They can attack me, it's gonna be a real pain. And they still have a lot of coppers. Or like they could sack a ghost town. No, they have one copper. No, I have the copper. Oh, never mind. It's not so trivial to attack. Might be worth doing, but it's not trivial. Well, the thing is, if you do it, then they cannot do this now. Like, this is, I mean, I hope Heron does it, but this is losing. I have it in hand. So, this really isn't a very good even. They buy distant lands, but if they don't play it, well, I guess it's more a question of can you play the distant lands and buy the these shuffles are terrifying. I mean, I don't have to trigger it, but they are super scary. Now it's just really messy because it's like you can whiff playing to try and play it and get province is so hard. Now you have the 2 ghost towns, so that's your shot, but when I had 2 ghost towns, I just drew 2 grain cards and it did nothing. And if you don't play it, I mean, you probably play it eventually, but I don't know. How many cards are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 now? 1, 2. I guess I see 4 of them. Or no, it's way more than that. What am I even on about? We didn't find any ghost towns, which we desperately need to find some of. Do we just go for it? I think the question is, where's their old witch? I mean, the advantage of taking the province now is that I can afford it. they would have to play the distant lands and hit 8, which is possible for sure. I mean, I can also just wait and see if somebody is willing to break the PPR. Like, if we just go down through the duchies, through the distant lands, it's just going to get nasty, but they're going to have the actions. It's just basically, will they have the money? They don't have any of the golds in hand, so they have to draw into the old witch, pretty much. They don't have any money. One of these is distant lands. 2 of these are just whatever, green cards. It's not the mercenary. And here, if I can find, well, they did find Old Witch. If I can find, oh, that's a bummer. I felt like after I trashed the gold, I had to go for it, but maybe I was just dead wrong. We'll play it out later. We'll check it later. All right, we're going to game 7. It's Page. They're plus their first player nearby, Farmer's Market. 5-2 is quite good. Monkey is a little bit, monkey magpie interaction stuff is a little scary. There's Outpost. There's like treasure hunter stuff. I mean, the monkey stuff could be a thing. I mean, it could be like, you could get nothing or nothing special, or you could get really nice stuff out of it. It's very easy to go either way. You can't build up too big here, but well, you can. I mean, it's just like a question of whether that works against the monkey stuff. The timing of the monkey stuff. So that's a little hard. You can buy monkey and just their magpies never hit when you play monkey and all that, you know, that can easily happen. I thought I think I'm still thinking about last game, but I thought if that was I think that was a reasonable moment to take the play. So if they don't find the Old Witch, then I'm in a pretty good spot. Or I have a real chance of being able to play my mercenary, getting money, trashing whatever, even trashing a province, to come ahead. I guess I don't know that a province would have been safe if they played the thing and bought duchy. I'm not totally sure on that, but certainly like a duchy trash would have been okay. I think of it on province trash, but not totally sure that that's true. If they buy another duchy and play, probably not a province, but anyway. Or that might have been tie again then, actually. So maybe I could have. Oh, whatever, they found the gold, so that's how it went. Heron gets a magpie, which I do think is probably correct. I don't know where you kind of go beyond that. There's a real argument to be made for we're going to trigger a shuffle with a treasure hunter in it, which is cool. They also did do that, but how it goes. So far we're playing very similarly. Hopefully I don't play their treasure hunter. I guess that's not in deck, so I am unfortunately going to gain a bunch of silvers, but I don't know, what else can you do? Surely you buy a witch here. Outpost already? Yeah, okay. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I would have taken the witch, but I mean, obviously outpost is quite fine here. Especially you're gonna get this. Get a magpie trash, that's a bummer. I think there was some risk of collision, terminal collision, but they got the dream play there, so. This, okay, well the magpies are gone, so the monkey stuff is suddenly less compelling. Friendly whatever. I wonder if you take, well, I'm gonna buy 5 here, but I wonder some bath stuff won't be so stupid at different points. They did have some sort of collision because their monkey stuff collided. Do you buy wheelwright? It's really good. I would be afraid to play against just like multiple monkeys, I feel like. Like it can't be worth whatever you're gaining it's very unlikely it's worth 2+2 cards to them. But maybe you can play around it. I mean, you also have to manage to like buy the things at whatever points. They have the hero. They're just gonna be moving a little faster than me, unfortunately. Hopefully the outpost was in this hand, but if I had 8, I might just buy the province, to be honest. Oh, that's a bummer. The advisor play is pretty scary, and that they're not just clicking on it does suggest to me that they're a little afraid of it. It's not free. That's for sure. I don't know what we're gonna do here. Nobody has played a monkey yet. Their champion is in here. If I draw the champion at the top of a shuffle, I have a shot. If I don't, oh boy, then it's gonna be a thing for sure. Then we're gonna have trouble. There is a world, I guess, where I get did get a curse, which is a bummer. But I do have the monkey down, which is cool. They don't have a monkey. Which is even cooler, in my opinion. I'm gonna have a chance to gain and play a monkey, I suppose. I'm trying to think if I want to take a witch here. I don't remember what I have left. That's pretty good. Should I get a monkey? Or should I just get a witch? Well, the monkey will be there. I also forgot I had prawns. Ooh, that would have been huge. Would have been huge. Okay. If we had hit 8 again and been up to 3 provinces, that would have been something for sure. This is getting tough though, because the witches are gonna go, and then the farmers markets could go pretty easily. They have these advisors, and they're kind of terrible. And I guess if they get around, it's okay. They didn't get around. They didn't even have 8. This is super over. They shouldn't have even bought a card, I don't think. This is tough. Maybe I shouldn't say super over, but it's... And I'm getting a province here. I don't get to the outposts and stuff, but I have all these little labs, the witches, which are nice. And my magpies have drawn really well, actually. Okay. This I didn't draw too good though, so I don't know what the angle is now. There are a lot of witches just hanging out. What are the odds they just win across 2 outpost turns? If I lower... They have 1 wheelwright. They don't have a lot of buy. My question is whether I lower the estates or the farm. I mean, I can't really run the estates because I don't have that much plus buy. Neither do they. But I don't have the thing down, so... Shoot, shoot, shoot. Now the witches start coming. They play monkey. They only have 5, okay. They're lowering too, though. What's better, baths or double farmer's market is so scary. I bottom decked a bunch of witches here, unfortunately. And they're into it now. They're gonna get the outpost. Still a good points gap. No, they didn't get the outpost. Oh, okay. That's huge. You have to province. You can't. I think. Yeah, like you just have to. What did I just not buy? Am I just like imagining that I have witches in this deck? Am I? I guess I played 2 of them. I can't have that many, I suppose. There's one on top. We would need $12 if we buy it, or where's the wheelwright? That's pretty important. I don't think I've shuffled. I don't think I have the wheelwright. So I would need to hit $12. And I am going to draw them a card by doing. If I had 6 here, this would be much less scary. But this didn't do anything. I probably just gave them a win. They do have the outpost. Okay, that's nice. So the magpies are hitting, which is a bummer. This is probably it in hand. No, come on. I think even without the outpost, it's just going to be in hand. They won't need that much money. Well, they got a score, but they have some farmers markets. Was I just really bad to lower? Well, GG's. That's rough. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the last 2 games. Surely that just wins. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's not in hand, but it's awfully scary if you lower like this and you don't have... You know the next hand I'll get it. Oh gosh, thank goodness. It was so stressful for no reason. I'd say that it was actually an awful match. I don't know why I typed that, and I mean that for both sides. Like a couple of the games I won were like stupid, and I don't know. I wrote that out of instinct, but I'm not sure I believe it. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I'm happy to advance. Heron's really good, and I was lucky to make it through again on another Game 7. But anyway, look forward to my next match. So take care.